Thank you so much for joining us today on Mending Lives with Bukola. I appreciate you so much. And today we are looking at issues that affect women globally. Why are we not doing things right? Why are women looking at life in a different way? Today I have someone with me that will be sharing experiences with us as it relates to women globally. Today we are looking at why must a woman work? Why should a woman work? And if a woman is going to work, how much support does a woman need if she's going to fulfill destiny? If she's going to do well? Those are areas we're looking at today. And today I have someone special with me today that will be discussing issues that affect women globally. I have with me here Kayode Agbetoye. He's a seasoned accountant, a banker, and also a pastor. So I think you'll be speaking from diverse dimensions or different areas that women will also be benefiting from. Thank you so much. I have here with me Kayode Agbetoye.
Thank you so much, Bukola. I'm excited to be here. And it's an honor to be on this platform. And I'm sure that at this session, we'll have the best of time. Women issues is a very big issue globally. And in the few minutes that we have, I'm sure we'll be able to do justice to issues that will be discussed. Thank you so much for the invite.
We have a lot of domestic issues where people talk about domestic violence, where women complain bitterly. A lot of people say, why do I do this? Why am I in this? Why am I doing that? But today I want us to look at, why must a woman work? What's the benefit of a woman working? And if a woman is meant to work, what are the support that you feel a woman should have that will help the woman to release her potential and really be who God has ordained her to be?
Thank you so much. I will try to address this issue in a very broader concept and perspective. So in 1985, women all over the world, in 189 countries, from 189 countries, they gathered in Beijing to talk about women issues, and at that conference, a global conference, 12 key issues were identified as issues that are affecting women globally. And one of it was the issue of poverty and the issue of domestic violence that you just mentioned. So these issues are very, very endemic issues. They are global issues that are confronting women all over the world. So straight to your question, that why do we think women should work? One of the things that has been realized by experts is that when a woman works, the immediate benefit goes to the family. So the family benefits. A woman, when you have a woman that is empowered, that is working, she will take care of her children. She will take care of the health of her children. She will take care of her husband. Then, of course, the economy at large will also benefit. So when you have women working, whether individually or, they're working as a group, the economy benefits, the family benefits, and it also have impact on the rate of crime. You see, so people will perpetrate lesser crime when women are working because women have control over how the children are raised. So you have lesser incidents of crime when the woman is working, because she's always there to give advice, to influence her children, So there's a lot of benefit that comes with women working. Then you asked the other question to say that what are the things that can be done, to empower the woman to work. Let me go back to the original concept of womanhood.
Okay.
So because what we have around today is some of the problems we have around today is the wiped or diluted, concept of womanhood. So if you go back to the original concept,
okay.
So in the beginning in Genesis, God said He made them male and female, and blessed them and said to them, be fruitful, multiply, and replenish the earth, and also have dominion. You see, so
subdue
and also subdue, and have dominion.
Okay.
So whether it's a man or a woman, God has equipped everyone that He created to be productive, to have the capacity to multiply, to have the capacity, to influence his or her world.
Okay.
So that was the original concept of womanhood. So God did not design a woman to be, a subject, to be a property, to be someone that will be kept, somewhere. So just like a man, a woman has also been equipped to be able to live a productive and fruitful life. So that goes straight to your question to say that why should a woman work? A woman should work because she has that capacity, that inherent capacity to be able to work, to be able to be productive, to be able to, influence our world. Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. A woman is given capacity to also work.
That's correct.
Then why do we have some men say, I don't want you to work? I married you. I paid your dowry. The whole essence of you being around me so that you take care of the family. Why do we have men say that?
Well, it's a load of issues. So there are different perspectives to this.
Okay.
One of it could be that, look, from experiences of what the man has seen around and everything, so there are a lot of abuses, if you can use that word. Some women go out and they get abused. But that something is abused doesn't mean that that thing does not have its original, purpose. You understand? You can't say, oh, because if I, go on a flight, there will be air crash. You then say that because of that you will not going to fly.
Okay.
So some men have that fear, that phobia that, oh, if I allow my wife to work, she may be abused out there. But you see, just like I said earlier, when you allow a woman to work, when you allow a woman to be productive, it's for the benefit of everyone. The benefit of herself because she's able to release her potentials. The benefit of the family because she will contribute her quota to the family.
Okay.
The benefit of the economy because there will be lesser poverty, there will be lesser violence, or crime in the, around the world globally. So what we say is that let your wife work, equip your wife, create an enabling environment that will make your wife to be able to release her potentials.
Wow, that's very good. So you support the fact that a woman should work.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. Now, when a woman, let's assume a woman wants to work. What support do you think the woman needs that will make the woman bring the best that she would have loved to be? Let's assume, or let's look at it from this point. When a parent sends a lady to school, a female child to school, they also have an expectation.
Correct.
They expect that when this girl leaves school, she's going to be good to herself, good to the society, and it's going to be a blessing to them in their old age. Now, when a lady now gets married to a man, the man says, I don't want you to work because of the abuses, as you said, or any other factor you might want to look at. What happens to that woman? Now, when a lady is not working, the man wakes up in the morning and says, why are you not doing this? I thought your job here is to do this, to do that, to do this, to do that. And you discover that the woman is unfulfilled. So that's why we said, okay, a woman should work. How do these women get support? Or in your own view, how do you think these women should be supported?
Okay, let me also start by saying that we also need to define our concept of work. So work is not just about getting employment and going to the offices.
Yeah.
Work essentially should be seen as a platform or avenue of adding value.
Adding value. Producing.
So, producing.
Yeah.
You see it. So, when we talk about work, it could be entrepreneurial endeavors.
Yes, it could be.
It could be social enterprise.
Yeah.
So somebody is an advocate of social justice. Somebody is, an advocate for, gender equality.
Okay.
So it could be social work.
Okay.
It could be entrepreneurship. It could be, even, teaching,
Okay.
or being a banker, for instance. These are all various work that we have. So whatever the woman wants to do, my position is that the man should be ready to assist her to, release her potential. However, it's also important to look at your situation per time.
Okay.
As a man and a woman, to sit down to say that what type of work will suit us well. So when I mean suit us well, I mean the family.
The family.
What type of work will suit us well? So I give you an instance in my own case. So my wife studied banking and finance. Like you said, I'm a chartered accountant. And at the early stage of our marriage, we sat down to say that what type of work will suit us well.
Okay.
You understand? So we then said that, look, it's not ideal for both of us, to work in a structured environment where we will wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, come back late 10 o'clock in the evening. And at the end of the day, it worked for us that she then yielded to do entrepreneurship, work. Today, she has an outfit that has trained more than 100 students in our catering school.
Okay.
Apart from the fact that she bakes, she caters and everything. So, what I'm trying to say is that work is not just about paid employment.
Of course.
You see, so then haven't defined the kind of work that suits your situation, your family.
Okay.
Because for some people, paid employment or working in structured environment can actually suit their type of family. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not being prescriptive to say that what suits us will suit the every other person. So, but whatever your decision is, I will say that it's important that the man then goes ahead to assist to create an enabling environment for the maximum, productive life that the woman will live.
Well, thank you so much. Giving us that understanding. You've highlighted that anything that suits the woman or suits the family is what the woman should look at. Let's look at, okay, for instance, you said your wife, she's into catering, she does that. Let's assume she has a job. She will not be at home, maybe till late night, or maybe our engagement will allow her stay maybe for 2-3 days outside of the home. How have you been able to support her in that regard? What have you done differently that you think that if everyone out there look at it might not be the same, like you said, but ways of how do I help my woman? How do I help my family? How do I make this woman who she really truly wants to be before she gets married?
Great. So one of the things that a woman needs is peace of mind.
Wow.
Peace of mind in going about her dreams. So there was a time my wife was, attending. So even though she trains other people, at times she also goes for training to equip herself to the next level. So she had a training in VI, and this training will start very early in the morning and they will close very late. Very intensive training. And she had other colleagues of hers that were, participating in that training as well. And the kind of troubles some of the participants were going through from their husbands and everything.
Yeah, that's the area I'm looking at.
And she wasn't getting such troubles.
She'd be wondering, why is it like that?
So the thing is, right, like I said to you, right at the early stage of our marriage, we agreed that this is what we're going to do. So it was and it's still her decision. So because it was a collective decision, I have to then support her. So one of the ways through which I support her is by allowing her to be. So even if the jobs take her away 3 days back to back, we're in touch and everything. So peace of mind is very, very key.
Okay, thank you very much. I also want us to look at this dimension where a woman wants to work, but the man has a wrong mindset. Why do you want to work? Now, if you go and work, there's a tendency that you make money, you don't respect me at home. That is some mindset. And there's some people that when the woman is working, the man says that, oh, you have money. If I demand for anything now, you have money, now spend your money. Those are areas that also affect men in their marriages or in their homes. So how do we solve that? How do we get that?
Okay, so for me, I think it's about, just like you mentioned, that mindset. So we need a proper mindset that is aligned with principles that are what you can call good principles, or if you like, a mindset that is word driven. I mean, the word of God driven. So, for instance, the word of God says, therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave to the wife, and the two shall become what? One flesh. Meaning that if you have the mindset that both of you are one, you cannot be jealous about yourself. You cannot achieve and you be envious of yourself. So when your wife is achieving, you see it as your achievement.
Collective success.
Absolutely. So if your wife is making progress, you see it as your progress as well. Because whether you look, whichever way you look at it, you are one and the same. If your wife earns money, even though the wife will not agree that it's your money.
My money is my money, your money is our money.
Because there's this saying that women will say that our money is our money and the husband's money is our money, collective money, which is fine. I mean, so what I'm trying to say is that when your wife is progressing and you have a mindset that it's your progress as well, there will not be any issue of friction, there will not be issue of jealousy, there will not be issue of hatred or envy, as the case may be.
Yeah, that is when you feel the woman. Then it boils down to having a good relationship from the start.
Absolutely.
Then it's important that a woman that wants to get married should marry on a good reason. I was thinking about it, I said, for a woman to really have the peace of mind that you earlier mentioned, it's for that woman to get married to a friend. When you get married to your friend, if you are my friend, I will get married. We'll be looking, how do I say, is it watch our backs or look at ways to make ourselves better? Because your interests become my interest, mine will be yours. I think it starts from that. If a woman looks, I think women should not look at marrying a rich man.
Well, okay, that's a discussion for another day.
I know.
But what I would just say is that whether you marry your friend, whether you marry a rich man or a poor man, the thing is to make the most of what you have. Try to live and be happy with yourself. Try as much as possible to make good of what you have and be the right person and not expecting the other party to be the right person. Absolutely.
Okay. So be the right person, having the right mindset.
Correct.
Those are the things that will allow the woman to be happy in her right.
Absolutely.
Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay. Viewers, it says you need to have a good mindset. You need to first believe in yourself. For anyone to believe in you, you have to believe yourself. You have to know what you carry. You have to know the potential, the things that are inside of you that's yearning for expression. So for you to gain support from anywhere, as the case may be, but we're looking at the husband, we're looking at people out there. For you to have a good support, you also need a right mindset. A mindset that looks at, I can do this thing, I will go all out, and with that mindset, you get support. Because like begets like. If your mind is thinking right, you get the right people to help or to support whatever thing you're doing. Thank you. And also, let's look at a woman that wants to work. She's doing everything to work. And now, she's not getting the right support. When I mean she's not getting the right support, when the man says that this is the time I want you to close, this is the things, you understand. Look at some men that says, I want you to go, if you want to work, go out by 9, come back by 4. Let the children be back and all that. How do you think a woman could penetrate into?
That's a lot of challenge, Bukola. And so the reality is, at the end of the day, you have to do trade-offs. You have to negotiate. I know women have the power to negotiate when you are ready to negotiate. So you then have to negotiate from the point of view of win-win. You know, you are winning, the husband or the family is also winning. You know, so try to find out, what is this man talking about? Try to understand from his perspective. So if he's saying that, oh, I can go out at 9, or I must go out at 9 and come back at 4 o'clock, you then look at it to say, within the work environment that I have, within the policies of the company that I have, what can I do to then suit the expectation for my husband? I know a lot of companies today that have what you call flexible working policies. You know, so some organization will say that, oh, instead of resuming at 8 o'clock, you can resume at 9 o'clock. And so if you're supposed to be doing 8 to 5, you can then do 9 to 6, for instance. So there are a lot of organizations that do flexible working policies, that have flexible working policies today. So you can then work that out within whatever is available in your office. If you're working in a structured environment, remember we said that work is not necessarily working in a structured environment. You know, so if you are not working in a structured environment, you have your own business, then you can reschedule how you work. Thankfully, COVID-19 has taught us that we can actually work from home, irrespective of what you do. So you can then see how you can reschedule your activities to say that, are there some things that I can bring home and do at home, and then at the end of the day, you are winning and your husband is winning as well.
Thank you. I want to look at a lady. Before she got married, she was doing very well at a workplace. She was earning very well. Then before they got married, they had this discussion that, okay, when we get married, you'll be working, I'll also be working. But after a while, the man comes home and said, I don't want you to work again. No, I don't want to. The lady, persuaded the man. They had to negotiate, trying to go back to the word negotiation. They came to a round table. Okay, so what do you want me to do? The guy insisted that if you still want this marriage, then you have to resign. The lady, after a while, after much persuasion, she had to do the husband's wish. She resigned from the work. And after she resigned, of course, the man could no longer cope after a while. Let's say about 2 years down the line, the gaps and the lapses were obvious. And the woman said, if I had been working, perhaps I would have been assisting you in this dimension. You will not have issues in this area. And after a while, when the man, there were a lot of abuses, the lady will hear that you are lazy. The lady say, I'm lazy? You knew what I was doing before I got married to you. What do you mean by I'm lazy? At a particular point, the lady now said, okay, if that's the case, allow me to go and work. The guy, of course, things did not level up. Yeah. I said, the lady should go and work. But by the time the lady got another job, they couldn't measure up. Someone that left paid employment for like 2-3 years, now coming back, she didn't really get what she was having then before. It means, what do you now say to that one? She's left where she was doing well. Now, she wasn't working at a particular time. The lapses were there. Now she's back to work. But the work now is not as before. She's not earning as much as well. And she's not happy. Now she has fallen into depression. How do we assist a lady like that?
Because so that's a lot of, it's unfortunate that she had to go through that, period of having to go back to work. And of course, some of her colleagues would have moved ahead of her. Even in terms of knowledge, in terms of skills, she may have been, rusty. So a lot of things had happened. So what I want to say is, look, perhaps it was a rushed decision. The husband asking her to resign and all that. Would it have been better if they had understood themselves? Would it have been better if the level of communication was more dynamic, more, a two-way street, as against the husband handing down order to say, go and resign? So I guess, we don't have all the, understand everything that happened, but from what you have narrated, I would say that perhaps they would have engaged one another more, to understand why was the husband saying she should resign. Are there other alternatives? Could she have negotiated? You see, back to the issue of negotiation. Could she have negotiated to say that, oh, let me even understand why you want me to resign? Can we do a roadmap to say that, okay, if you want me to resign, can you give me like a year down the line where I would have prepared alternatives, and good enough, the husband may have agreed to say, oh, this woman wants to do what I want to do, but she's asking for alternative. Perhaps the husband would have suggested the alternative. Perhaps at that time she would have gotten funding to drive that alternative. So what I'm trying to say is that communication is a very key aspect of this that may have helped a great deal. So if you ask me, I would have said that they should have engaged more in looking at alternative. They would have engaged more in offering, even alternative source of funding that would have helped to drive whatever the man is saying he should do. But in retrospect now, I'm sure the husband will be regretting to say that, why did I have to take my wife through this? Why did I have to take my family through this? So communication is very key. And I will advise ladies, women, and husbands to engage more. Before you make decision, it's important to look at the pros and the cons. It's important to look at, what if? Ask yourself, what if? This decision I want to take, what if it doesn't work? What are the alternatives that we have that we will explore?
Thank you, Calvin. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you so much. And I want to say to us out there that we need to be appreciative as a woman. Like you said, the men, please, we need your support. We really need your support. Every woman needs a man's support. Please do whatever it is in your power to assist us, to help us. And I want to believe every woman out there, you have what it takes to be the best. Whatever you do today will have a toll on the children, have a toll on the society at large. Let's do whatever thing is in our power that we can do to be, engaged. Make sure you are doing something. If you are not doing anything, you don't have anything to put on the table, and you expect the man to also react, do something. Do something meaningful with your time. Don't engage in things that does not add value. Engage in something you know that will also be beneficial to the family. Thank you so much for joining us today. We truly appreciate you. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.